Yeah, I'm just looking through my notes here. I got a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm ready.
I am too. It's you.
Oh boy.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
Frankenstein meet the Wolfman.
Who could have done this terrible thing?
Could it be the monster again? Frankenstein's monster?
No, the monster was burned to death with Dr. Frankenstein. He wasn't killed by the monster. An animal bit her to death. I saw the wound on her throat.
What animals are around here that can kill people?
Well, we've warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Bill Evenson.
I'm Tom Lang, and this is Eddie. Come here.
Eddie's back.
Eddie's back. And better than ever. All right. And you join us for minute 13 of 1943's Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman.
That's right. We're going to talk about minute 13.
Yep.
But first, I thought we should take some time out to recognize 37 years ago, if you're listening to us on Thursday, November 27th, John Carradine died.
Also, happy Thanksgiving, I believe.
Is that actual? Yeah, that would be. This is our Thanksgiving special.
Yeah.
Did we even say anything about Halloween?
No, I don't think
All right,
so.
well,
Yeah.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, and a fond farewell to Richmond Reed Carradine or something like that, his real name.
Don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Quite the career.
Yeah, I mean, he sang the theme song to Night Train to Moon Dauphine. I'm sure I've mentioned that in the past.
Yes.
He's in. He's already been on a
He's already
Universal
been in.
Frankenstein
Yeah, he's
film.
in Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So we talked about
Can't
him
you
then.
see? He's blind.
He's a fiend that's been murdering half the countryside.
Fiend is such a good word.
Yeah, it is a good word.
I wonder what it means.
We could look it up, but I
I
got
my own
problems.
at that at that moment in the film. It doesn't seem like you'd call the guy a fiend. He's done some nasty stuff.
Well, he's been murdering half the countryside. That's kind of a fiendish thing to do.
He's kind of trying to change his ways at that moment.
he's
trying to,
he's seen the error of his
atone,
ways, and
smoke and drink, like
all good people.
All I don't know what the word is. Atoning people.
Oh, sure.
What do you call it? Yeah.
To smoke and drink.
Yeah.
He was in Grapes of Wrath, all the way to, he's in The Howling. The distinction of playing Dracula a number of times. Once in, is it Billy Kid versus Dracula?
Sounds right. And he's Dracula?
He's Dracula.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. That's a trip if you.
I'll have to try
Those
that
two,
out.
Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. I swear to God, they were shot like the same day.
Okay. They're still wearing the same clothes.
Yeah. Well, it was Bill One Shot Bodine was the director, so
Okay.
I think they were his last films, actually. Not that anybody
All right.
gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit.
Uh-uh.
So this is November 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also on Thursday, November 27th, an episode of Doctor Who called Devil's Planet aired on BBC One 60 years ago today. That's the Dalek Master Plan, episode 3.
Sure.
Just thought I'd commemorate that.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, the 29th, we mourn the death in 1991 of Ralph Bellamy.
Oh, yeah.
Why does that not sound right? Because you were calling him some other name.
I call him Earl Bellamy.
Earl Bellamy.
He's a director, did a lot of like Munsters
right.
episodes.
But Ralph Bellamy is from Trading Places.
Yeah, well,
and The Wolfman.
and Ghost of Frankenstein.
No, he's not in this film. I'm getting mixed up. Okay, that's right.
He was in the last film. And
That's
I don't
right.
think he fits in either Wolfman or Ghost of Frankenstein, but that's fine.
Kidding.
We talked about it during Ghost. He's far too American.
Yeah, he's not. His role isn't great.
And
either.
he's got kind of a thankless role. But
yeah, I'm with you. Sunday, November 30th, we mourn the death. I always want to say celebrate
the death.
Mourn the death of Herbert Manfred Marx.
Oh,
You know who that is?
I do.
Anybody else know?
I don't know.
Write in if you know who that is. That's Zeppo.
Zeppo, yeah.
The least appreciated Marx.
Oh, I would think Gummo is probably less
I
appreciated.
don't know. I mean, I think the fact that anybody knows his name and no one's ever seen any
footage of
no
him
living person has seen him
perform.
perform.
I like Zeppo.
Zeppo, on the other hand, we can watch and enjoy his work.
I like Zeppo. I prefer my Marxists to be a quartet rather than a trio.
I think it works pretty well. He's
He's a great foil for Groucho.
yes,
You know, there's the scene where Groucho's dictating in Animal Crackers. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Unga
Zeppo.
Dunga.
Yep, Zeppo pretty much omits everything but the greeting and the
Yeah.
and the signature.
Yeah,
And,
he's like the voice of reason. He's
Yeah.
like Groucho's the id or something. I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, love Zeppo.
Yeah.
Bob Roland.
Yeah,
He's the
Bob
he's the
Roland.
student in what is it? What's the
Horse
one where it's
Feathers,
the college? Horse Feathers.
He's Groucho's son
He is Groucho's
in that,
son.
and you know they're
Yeah.
like 5 years apart in
Yeah.
age. So,
But it
works. It works.
For some reason, it works.
Yeah.
Groucho just seems ageless, I guess. in
he
those
kind of does until
Yeah.
the 70s. Then he
Then he
definitely is
ages.
not ageless.
Yeah,
ageless.
then only Gilbert could do impressions of the old Groucho.
Yeah, he did a fantastic old Groucho.
Monday, we mourn the death of Marilyn Harris.
What year?
1999.
Okay. Do we know how
Yeah.
old?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm going to guess 99. Well, no, she'd probably be
She was
not that old.
Not
right?
that old because she was like 8 or something.
8 in
Frankenstein 31.
So move on to the next one.
Yeah,
Tuesday, we celebrate the release of The Mask of Fu Manchu,
we do.
which I was reading someone's review of it recently. I think it just came out in a new set, maybe a 4K set or something.
Oh,
I
did
don't
it?
know.
Because I know it came out on Blu-ray a while
But it was
back.
part of a set, so maybe it was just part of a Blu-ray set. Then it
Oh,
was
okay, 'cause it was,
assembling. I don't know. But I noticed in the review, I kept waiting for the reviewer to say that Karloff was playing this exaggerated Asian character or something, but he can't say that because he
'Cause he's
doesn't.
not.
He doesn't play it Asian at all. He
Uh-uh.
just has the Asian makeup and he uses his own voice. He doesn't use an Asian accent of any
Right.
kind.
Yep.
He's not Oriental in that way,
Yeah.
but he is way over the top, and they do
Well, he's-
mention that. So
He
But
and
it's
Myrna
what calls-
Loy are having a ball just camping it up.
yeah,
He uses his lisp
Who?
really well. Myrna Loy.
that's
plays
Myrna
his,
Loy.
plays his
I'm
daughter.
sorry, you know what I just finally watched?
Thin Man?
I did. We watched The Thin Man,
The first one or all of them?
just the first
Okay.
one. Very good.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to the rest.
Actually, I think we're going to probably finish them up tonight with the Steiners. Yeah.
Nice. Well,
Marilyn Harris was 75 when she passed.
Well, how old was Maria Ospinskaya when she died?
117.
In 1949. 1949. I guess she's. That's why she
she's-
already looks old.
Looks old, yeah.
I don't know. She might have died young.
We'll
Who can
talk
say?
about that in a number of weeks because she'll make her appearance
in this film.
in this film.
We haven't talked about her yet at length.
No,
in
because she
this
hasn't.
podcast.
She
Yeah.
hasn't been in a scene.
She was in The Wolfman. She had a big role in that.
Yeah, she did. She has the same role in that.
Yeah, well, the same. But I
Pretty
mean,
much.
it's the same size role too.
Yeah, yeah.
She gets probably the same amount of minutes, but we didn't do Wolfman minute by minute because you refused to do it.
I just didn't see the point.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm not all that
All right.
worried about it.
That's it, or
That's it.
that's it. Okay. Well, Maria, we hardly knew you.
What happens
What,
in this
what,
minute?
what do we do now?
I don't know. This is that sound can only mean one thing.
Yeah, it's the start of the minute.
It's
and it's the start of the money shot.
Larry turning into the Wolfman.
Pretty much. The entire minute.
It's
for the most
another
part.
fat guy laying in bed minute, but this time he doesn't look so bad.
He doesn't
They've
look
got
so
a better
bad.
angle.
It's a better angle, and I think because his head is turned to the side, he's looking to the
Yeah.
right. It kind of stretches.
One or
his-
two of the chins
chins
disappear.
disappears. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we got nice trilling music. It's really well lit,
Yes.
and it begins with a series of lap dissolves. There's 6 or 7 as he transforms into the titular Wolfman.
And is this the first transformation that we see where he turns where he turns into the Wolfman and we see his face?
My note here says exactly this is the first facial transformation
Okay.
into the Wolfman.
Because in the Wolfman you do see him transform.
From the Wolfman
Back.
to Larry.
Is that when he
at
dies?
the very end?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Usually the shots are of his feet for
Yeah.
some reason. I think it happens twice where we see his feet.
Is it? I thought one time was his hands, maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember. I
I'm
haven't
gonna watch
seen
the
a lot,
Wolfman
yeah.
again. Ted Newsom on the Classic Horror Film Board said he thinks there's about 6 different makeups.
Yeah, I think there's like 6 or 7.
I was trying to count. It's hard to tell when it
Mhm. It goes so
changes,
fast.
because it's honestly well done.
Yeah,
in that
this one is
sense, that
this
you
is one
can't
of the
quite
better
tell for
ones
sure.
because later on, as they didn't have enough time and care taken, he'll have like 2 mouths for a few frames.
Yeah, right.
This one is pretty well done.
Yeah, I counted to 8, but I wasn't sure about all of them. It seemed like 7 or 8.
I think there's like 7 makeups, 8
Okay.
shots altogether.
But then, like he says, though, a lot of the work is just adding more hair to what's already there. It's not.
I guess
It's
yeah,
not a
I mean,
full-on
it's not a full-
new thing. Yeah, they're just adding on and burning. Like you can see, I don't know if it's just me, but you know how he burns the ends of the hairs.
Oh yeah,
It looks like he's putting on more hair and then he has to burn it I don't know. There must have been a
Well,
lot. It must have just smelled terrible
It
and
must
been an
have. It
awful
was yak
experience.
hair to begin with.
Yak hair is
I
notoriously smelly.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yaks probably are. I've never
Probably.
encountered one in
I
real life.
don't know. Do they bathe a lot?
There's all kinds of publicity stories exaggerating the ordeal. And I have to say, this probably was not a lot of fun to do.
Right.
Oh, it took 42 hours to shoot. He had to lay still the whole time. They nailed his head in place, and or they'd film it, and then he had to go all the way to the makeup lab. They'd do some, come back, get in the same position.
Well, there's one thing where Chaney said some story about how they did all of this stuff, and then and it didn't turn out or something. I'm trying to see if I have that one. They had to redo it or something like that. I don't know.
That's true.
But did you know that the pillow behind him is plaster?
Plaster,
I think
yes.
we talked about it last week because
Dino,
listener Dino Stamtopoulos wrote in about it.
It's plaster.
It's plaster.
And
so if you watch it knowing that, it's unusual to me. And knowing a piece of behind-the-scenes information that helps you to look at the film a different way doesn't in any way ruin it.
No, it doesn't.
It actually looks pretty good. You look at it and go, wow, that's really clever, actually.
Yeah.
Because it does look like a pillow.
Yeah.
So it
So
doesn't take away to know
They
that.
just made a mold of a pillow and then cast it in plaster.
A mold of a pillow with a guy's head on it. You know what I mean? So not just a pillow, but maybe hold something in it.
Indented, The process that I understand that actually went on to do this, and Tom Weaver talks about this in good detail in the Wolfman commentary.
Okay.
That apart from the film camera, they had a large format photograph camera alongside of it focused on Chaney's face, and they would take a grease pencil and just trace his image on the glass.
Okay.
So that, here's where his eyes are, here's where he's focused, his mouth is in this position. So then they would expose a handful of frames, or not a handful, but a few seconds worth of frames.
Okay.
And there's always stories of, then they rushed that to the lab and processed it and came back, and that doesn't make any sense at all because that would take hours and hours in between each makeup.
Yeah, so why would they do it at all then? Why wouldn't you just use the grease paint?
That's what they did.
Okay.
So then he would get up out of position. They would keep the lights and everything set.
So this is a similar idea actually to stop motion.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, they would expose a handful of seconds.
And he'd move, he'd blink.
He'd move, he'd blink, he'd move his mouth a little bit. Because you need to have enough film to do the dissolve. That takes half a dozen frames or more to do.
Good point.
Dissolve from one shot to the other.
How does a dissolve work in that sense? You just take two strips of film and basically put them on overlap by 3 or 4 frames?
You have an optical printer. It's more than that.
More than that, but it's a similar idea.
Yeah, and generally what is happening is on the optical printer, one is fading out while the other's fading up.
Yeah.
So, but the black of the fade doesn't show. One image disappears as the other one takes its place.
Why doesn't the black show? Because that's the magic of the optical printer that the new image takes over.
Takes over, yeah.
Okay.
They weren't as easy to do back then.
Yeah.
None of this is used anymore because it's all digital.
But some of it's kind of cool looking, which is unfortunate. I was watching the making of Creep Show, and there's some really interesting, really cool looking, but really of its time looking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Creep Show might just be a unique thing in a lot of the ways
it's own animal, definitely.
And you couldn't even do it now.
So they would expose a number of frames, a couple seconds worth,
Yeah.
or whatever, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. He would either stay there and Pierce would apply some makeup.
This is the question.
Or he would get up. I think as it got more and more advanced, he would have to get up and they would have to... I'm guessing they had a makeup chair and all that on the set.
Sure.
Because it would have made no sense whatsoever to leave the building, go all the way around the sound stages to the makeup department.
Okay. What you're saying makes sense. Now my next thought is, well, then why don't you just film him in the makeup chair? But then I guess the point is it's a close-up, so the camera's going to be in Pierce's way. You'd have to move the camera, which you really don't want to do.
Absolutely don't want to do.
But the other thing is that people point to is these stills that exist, and they're in this book, and I'll have posted them, I'm sure, of Chaney in the makeup chair with the pajamas on, which is critical because that means it's this scene that they're shooting. Or it might mean it's a publicity still, and you can just do whatever the hell you want.
Exactly what I think they are.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily evidence of anything. Well, no, I shouldn't say it's definitely not proof, but I think it's at least evidence to support the idea that he might have gotten up and gotten into some kind of makeup chair.
Well, yeah, I you've seen pictures, behind the scenes where they have the little makeup vestibule with the mirror and
that
the chair.
Move onto the set.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's what the instance was, and so it would have been Pierce and his assistant Otto Lederer are doing the
Right.
work.
Yep.
Like I said, this probably wasn't particularly fun to do, but it's been exaggerated over time to just what an ordeal it actually was.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, he had to sit there for it took 12 hours to shoot. Well, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have to eat. Cheney's got to drink.
Yeah, you got
There's a lot going on.
There's
there.
a lot happening. Yeah, it's like Karloff. The costume weighed 85 pounds, and he couldn't bend his knees and couldn't sit down.
I suppose you're right.
It's all this garbage that the publicity department puts out that people take as fact.
Well, it has to take a long time.
I'm sure it took a long time.
7 or 8 shots.
We did it a couple times.
Transform somebody into the Wolfman.
We did,
and
it takes a long time. Of course, we weren't as
skillful?
meticulous
Oh.
and skillful as Jack Pierce would have been.
Yeah.
We couldn't dissolve either because that would have meant taking it to like National Camera Exchange and have them do all these dissolves.
So what do you do instead?
Just cut.
Cut?
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't look as good, obviously.
Not at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially when the guy wouldn't sit still particularly well. It's jerky.
Well, you could redo it digitally now and make it look better, maybe.
Yeah, I could. But
we're not
why
doing
would
that.
I would?
No.
I don't even know if I still
You want to
have the
do? All right.
footage.
I see what you're getting at. I'm ready. Let's do it.
All
I'll
right,
sit in
all
the
right.
chair.
I happen to have the makeup kit right here.
There is a go ahead.
Well, this became the standard for a werewolf transformation for decades until 1980, really.
And this is right after the Wolfman, or I guess a year later.
A year later.
Maybe a little more, because Wolfman's 41,
Right.
it's 43, but whatever, less than 2 years probably.
Yeah.
So this is when they're working this out. Because I guess the only reason I want to say the Wolfman is because what we talked about. It is the same process, just in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, would they have done it in order, or would they have maybe done it the same way? And
I'm guessing that they just printed it in reverse.
In reverse, yeah. That would make sense.
Because that would to stop and
clean it off.
That would have been.
He's going to look pretty well scrubbed.
He's going to look pretty rough.
Well, that would just be brutal. Yeah, you're taking off just enough. And, probably.
No, I think
so this is basically the same thing.
Yes.
One thing that has been pointed out, and I don't have a reference to it right now because my notes are so poorly organized. There's a still from last week's episode. I don't know if I've talked about this last week, where he sits up in the bed and looks out the window at the moon. But in the still, his hair is fucking wild. And the theory, at least, is that he's got all this goop in his hair. And when I watch this minute, I think it looks like he's got a lot of crap in his hair to get him to make sure that it stays still. Mm-hmm. And it seems like then when they came in, because you got to assume they did these stills on the day. They didn't come in at the end and redo all these stills. So when he sits up, his hair is just this wild, goopy mess, which it looks awesome.
Yeah,
but he doesn't look like that in the shot.
Not quite that disheveled. Yeah.
So I like that too about it. That the behind the scenes shot draws attention to something.
I'm sure. I know they did that either before or after the shooting. Took the stills.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not sure which is which, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't.
So, well, I wondered that. I guess it's tempting to think you might want to do it before, because otherwise people are going to be crabby after. Like, you're done for the day. No, wait, we got to get. Here comes the stills guy.
Yeah,
that's gonna. And there's stills for this movie. Has an actual small number of stills, but there's still a lot of stills. Like there's stills of everything.
Yeah.
What I mean is compared to some.
Yeah. Frankenstein doesn't have a ton of backstage ones. Bride does. And Son does.
Well, but you're right. But there's stills of people will on the Village will at least have seen. I try to post the stills in their appropriate spots, but even I'm posting about half the stills because some of them are. It's too annoying for me to go through and try to determine when Cheney and Anchors, or not Anchors in this case, Massey and the dog and all this stuff. How do you pinpoint exactly when to put those in? I'll still try and post some of that, but they're not the same thing. But because they're posed deliberate stills taken by that presumably same photographer or same team.
Right.
Anyways, I'm just babbling about stills.
I don't think there's many for this, but I know like for Ghost, for Wolfman, there's a lot of like stills of just the set.
Okay. Yeah.
With a slate saying what the set is.
Right.
There's a ton of them for like Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Those are cool to look at because you get a view of it that you don't necessarily get in the film. And I think same with these production stills.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they're better lit or not better lit, but brighter for the still camera. So you see details that you don't necessarily see in the film.
Like you mentioned that when
Yeah.
I put the stuff about the
With
tomb.
Freddie
or is
Jolly
it the,
and
what did we call that thing they break into?
Mausoleum.
The mausoleum, yeah. You can see it better, which is great, because the fact that you can't see it great in the film is a positive, just
Right.
in that I like a movie that looks like that.
Yeah.
It's dark and
Right.
shadowy, and they're breaking
Right.
into a mausoleum. It shouldn't be brightly lit.
But to see the set detail is nice.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, a lot of the stills, I'm going to guess 10% of the stills were taken on one day, and they're all Ilona Massey on a bed or on on her, whatever, her, for Christ's sake, her hay loft. And it's really sad too, because it gives you sort of this idea about how the film industry works and how things just have their place. And her place is to be in a low cut dress, in a sexy pose.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch this movie and it doesn't happen even remotely for an eighth of a second.
Yeah.
I think she does wake up.
Yeah, it's very brief, though.
Yeah, so she's got about 1 second where it's certainly not exploitative in that way.
The first time I saw Frankenstein Created Woman in Hammer film,
Mm-hmm.
I was disappointed because there's all these stills of Cushing holding Susan Denberg, and she's just got like wrappings in strategic places, and that
nothing like that
nothing
happens at all.
Close to that happens in the movie.
I remember that one. Which one's the one where it doesn't matter. They all ran together. My problem was when we started this podcast, you were like, "You've never seen the Hammer Frankenstein film?" So I went and watched them all. So now they all kind of run together.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I find interesting is near the beginning of this minute, maybe in the first 20 seconds, I swear you hear that Young Frankenstein music, the
violin or the...
Yeah, it really to me sounds like similar to that music that is so attractive to the monster.
What you're hearing is music that inspired probably Young.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I would say it goes the other direction. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it does.
But then the other part is you find out this music could be inspired by somebody previously too, right?
Well,
it's all
possible.
inspired.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a note from the script.
Oh,
but you know what? I don't need to look it up. It basically says the Wolfman's asleep during this.
Oh.
Did you know that he's asleep in the
I
script?
forgot that. Yeah, I'd read that, but I haven't been dipping into the script as much because it's kind of your thing.
So it says, in his sleep, the Wolfman utters a low grunt. So this is after he starts to change. Slowly, Larry's face changes. A furry growth appears on his cheeks, on the forehead, on the hands, which lie motionless on the sheet. Oh, yeah, so they always wanted to get the hands in there, or the feet. Yeah. Blah, blah. The mouth enlarges, and long wolf teeth hang like fangs over the parted lips. And in his sleep, the Wolfman utters a low grunt. Then it stirs, opens luminous eyes. That's another thing. He becomes an it. Yeah, which
I guess
is dumb, but it's fine. It's cute,
sure.
I guess. You want to call a monster an it.
Yeah.
Shot goes on a bit long at the end, I have noted here, just because it's funny when he's looking back and forth.
Yeah.
Like if you watch it too many times, which we do, the part where he's just looking back and forth looks really kind of silly. Like he's doing that because he can't move off the pillow or ruin everything.
Right.
So it looks a little bit silly. But the flip side of that is that shot goes on a long time and you get a really good look at him, which I do like. So I like it.
It's a really nice look. You get to see the rubber nose that he has, the wolf snout.
Yes, right.
The stories, again, growing up were always that was handmade every time, and that's not the case.
Interesting.
Frankenstein's monster's head wasn't made every time either after the film Frankenstein.
Right.
They became rubber.
And we've reached the post-Laemmle era. Well, I shouldn't call it that. I don't think that's when they made these decisions.
No.
But we've reached the era where they're not doing that. They're not spending 12 hours on this.
No, even like the mummy's hand, it's the same sort of makeup that Karloff had.
Okay.
But by the time of
whatever the next
the
one
mummy's
is.
tomb,
okay,
it's a rubber mask.
Yeah.
And very obviously so. They show up a lot on the Universal Monsters channel. They do them alphabetically, which is weird because then they're out of order. But they're all 5 of them are in a row.
So you get characters that are old, and then the next movie they're young.
Yeah. It's a weird.
Because do they always have this in those 4? Is it 4 of them? 3 or 4?
There's 4.
Costume and
curse.
There's always at the beginning of the film you have the characters from the previous film, but they're old.
Always. That only happens once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go.
Yeah.
The minute ends. No, wait.
No,
the minute doesn't end.
My goodness, no. We have yet another lap dissolve. So whoever worked that optical printer was very, very busy.
I suppose.
Yeah. We're back to the Universal Backlot Harbor Front set.
Yep, that's right. And we know this because it says Outfitters, something
Outfitters, and it's C Bars or Barks Pub.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I never bothered to actually
I can't make
see.
out.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Yeah, I think it's Bar, Barr, but it could be Bark as well.
Okay.
Like anybody really gives a shit.
I now do. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Barks would be a pretty cute thing to put in a Wolfman scene.
Yeah. There we go. That'd be a nice little. Yeah, you don't get that kind of self-reflexive till American Werewolf in London.
Exactly. If it was American Werewolf in London, you'd know it would
Barks.
be Barks.
Yeah. Appears to be the same constable as before.
I noted there's the music changes dramatically. This is like fun. It becomes a fun, adventurous thing.
Yeah. I mean, his throat's going to be ripped out.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
Don't spoil next week.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, that is the question, and I think we'll talk about this. Oh man, doing these over. Sorry. We'll see if anybody mentions it in the wise ass section, or if that's next week. Not a mess.
So he's doing his Bobby duty of checking all the door locks.
Yeah, I had written down, what is he doing? That's what it looks like he's doing. He's checking that the doors are locked.
Doors are all locked.
A lovely thing to imagine that the police are doing.
Well, they did.
They go around and check it. What do they do if it's unlocked?
I don't know.
Lock it, maybe?
Maybe.
Is it one of those locks where you can lock it and then pull it closed behind you?
I have no idea. I did
Call
not live.
Someone, maybe?
I didn't live in Lanwelly in the 1940s.
No, this is true. I know that about you.
I know it happens in all the stories about Jack the Ripper. That's how some of the bodies were discovered. Is the Bobby on patrol was
checking
locks, and this isn't right.
This is open. I better go see what's going on.
No, they would just be going up to a door to check it, and there's a body lying on the on the sidewalk, mutilated.
Okay.
It's really fascinating if you read. I've read a number of books about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Jack the Ripper.
Oh, it's fascinating, and because it's unsolvable.
Sure.
Essentially, it's even more so.
I suppose
it's like the Black Dahlia too. You know.
Well, I was going to say, are you sympathetic to the theory that he went to America and that started killing over here?
Yeah,
I know there's all
kinds of theories, and I don't know if any of them are accurate 100%.
Exactly. That's the fun of it.
Yep.
And that's how I used to feel about the Loch Ness Monster when I was a kid.
Yeah. You don't anymore?
No, this is just stupid.
Yeah.
Loch Ness Monster's stupid.
Yeah, okay.
Like I was as a teenager, I would have told you he was a plesiosaur.
Yeah,
and been able to draw one for you.
Yeah, that's exactly the theory.
Yeah.
Same with Bigfoot. I was fascinated with Bigfoot for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just reached a point where, you know what? It's the 21st century. If we haven't found this thing by now, it's just not there.
It's very
silly. Just not there.
Yeah. So, okay.
So a mediocre joke.
I'll say this. It looks like Chaney to me jumping around.
It does.
Yeah, I think it's him because it's pretty well lit and it really looks like him.
It does. But I mean, that's a lot of makeup on a guy. We'll see later on where it's not him.
Okay.
And it still looks like him.
I see what you mean. When you said that's a lot of makeup on a guy, I thought you meant it takes a while to put the makeup on a guy, so you wouldn't bother to get a different guy. No, you're saying you put so much makeup on a guy, you can't tell who it is. I guess. Okay. Then in that sense, that's the thing about these Wolfman films, which we are now cursed to only be watching from here on out,
for the next
is they look right to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks like Chaney, and sometimes it's Chaney.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell me it's all Chaney, I'd probably buy it.
And if I told you it was
never Chaney, yeah,
would you
maybe buy that too.
Well, that's what I'm sure about the Mummy movies is that 75% of the time it's not him.
Okay. That would make a lot of sense, actually. You're hiring him he doesn't transform, so you don't ever see his face.
You don't, but I know it's him, and I know it's him in like the closer shots and things like that.
Sure.
But why would you bother keeping him if he was such a pain in the ass?
Yeah.
And he hated doing that character and made it said so very loudly, repeatedly. Why would you put up with that when you had a week to shoot this thing?
Yeah. Holy cow.
The last one is one of the best.
How long did this one takes 4 weeks?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know if it's less than a week, but it was a very, very, very short schedule.
So do you think this is or isn't Chaney jumping up on these crates, or do you think you don't know for sure?
I don't know for sure. I know he liked to do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it could be him.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, he's not really.
He's a roughhousing guy. He liked to wrestle with
beat up Broderick Crawford.
Broderick Crawford and Lona Massey, Evelyn Anchors from the sound of it.
Anchors, yeah.
Definitely Anchors. I can see. I've already started getting mixed up again.
Yeah, because I don't think Massey ever had anything bad to say about him, whereas
Anchors never had anything good to say about him. Yeah, that's true. All right.
So I do think it's him.
Okay.
Especially when he's like creeping around in the doorway.
Okay.
When Bobby first sees him, he's like, "Wait a minute,
is that guy?
Is that guy?
That's the guy I picked up on the street." He's got
a wolf man,
but he's okay. So you've got a character who the only way you could recognize him theoretically would be his clothes. He's now in his third set of clothes in this film, and we're on minute 13.
And
I guess we haven't really mentioned this.
I was gonna mention that he was in his pajamas, which we made a point of referencing earlier, and now he's not.
Yeah.
So the Wolfman takes his time to carefully take off his pajamas.
Yeah, the Wolfman's more clever than you'd think.
He is. Yeah,
he seems animalistic.
Well, I like in Werewolf of London, Henry Hall, he stops to put on a scarf and his coat and his cap. I like that. It's a nice little touch.
But that honestly seems reasonable in that film to me. When you say that, he's a little more, well, he even talks, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's not quite so...
Not so bestial.
Bestial.
Something like that.
You know my theory on this. Well, maybe you don't know my theory. I will
which
state
is
it
yours.
now. This is my theory that is mine, which belongs to me. It's about the Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
He is still wearing the pajamas, but you can't tell because of the low lighting. He's jumping around in the shadows. You think you see different clothes, but those are just his pajamas.
The next minute will put a lie to that theory.
I mean, you can't prove it to me. You just haven't looked at it right. Digitally, in the 4K release of Wolfman, you can see it perfectly. You can see his jammies.
I don't believe you.
No, but you don't have it, do you?
The 4K, no.
No, I actually do.
Have you watched it?
It's the only 4. Yeah, actually.
You watched all of them on there?
I don't know.
4, right? Or did you get the full set that
Bride,
has
Wolfman, Dracula?
There's one set that has 8.
Might be that one.
And you get 7, and then Phantom of the Opera is thrown in there. It's always included, and I really dislike that movie for a number of reasons.
I could see someone appreciating the visuals of it to some extent. I guess it's not the ugliest film.
No, it's not. But it's not
about it though. It's not a good movie.
It's more opera than Phantom, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't like color. I'm still skeptical on the whole color thing.
It's not going to stick around.
Catch on.
Yeah.
I just watch black and white newer films like Manhattan and Zelig. Those are the newest films I watch.
Oh, Zelig was considering that they did not have computers to do any of that.
Yeah,
Zelig is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah,
just technically, but it's also extremely clever and very funny.
I completely agree.
So he notices the Wolfman scampering about, hiding in the opposite doorway, and he goes into his gymnastics routine.
Yes. Yeah,
it's great because the minute ends literally he's
with him
midair.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
You can clearly see it's Chaney in that midair shot. No question. I'm joking.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I was waiting to see where you were
going.
If
had an actual,
if it had a punchline.
Funny?
Yeah.
No, most of them aren't.
Okay. All right. Lesson learned.
Well, the only other thing I would say...
Any more questions, wise ass?
Wait, that sound can only mean one thing.
It's not Eddie, because he left. So.
Not Eddie. It's time once again for Got Any Wise Ass Comments, Wise Asses. If you visit patreon.com/Frankenstein Minute for a limited time, you can go and sign up at the Wise Ass
limited time?
Just trying to think of something people say in ads. It's like an ad.
Yeah.
Well, isn't everything a limited time?
Yeah, it is, considering...
all life on Earth is a limited
time.
Yeah. So for a limited time, you can sign up at the low price of $5 a month, and I will send out the minutes sometime before we record these episodes,
right.
And then you have the opportunity to make wise-ass comments, and then providing they meet our strict standards...
We have a board that actually reviews them.
It's true. Well, it's now I fired the board. Now it's all AI.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, the AI goes through it, and I think most of the comments now are AI because the comments get fed into the AI, and then I don't read the raw comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've gotten more racist as a result.
It's strangely enough. Everything they say is racist.
The one thing we wanted to avoid. and here we are.
What is it? Strangely enough, this week, I mean, as you might expect, every comment is about great replacement theory.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Vincent writes, did we decide it's Hannum?
Hannum.
But in all seriousness, this man just had one hell of a dream and needs to immediately take care of some business. Harry Palms, Larry. Oh, he must be responding. Is he responding to something?
You're reading.
This doesn't even seem like it's for this minute. It is.
I think he's.
It's because this is a metaphor for masturbation.
Yes, and it's a metaphor for going through puberty. It's all sorts of things.
Yeah. Do you think in any way intentional? Does anybody think like that at all?
Certainly Universal in the 40s, no.
But like werewolves
from antiquity. Yeah, I think so.
Antiquity is a good word.
I think so. Well, I mean, lycanthropy.
Right.
More so than werewolf in legend. They're different things.
They are?
Kind of. I mean, we'll talk about it in a few weeks.
I suppose we will. Yeah. Good point. All right. That's a nice little preview for
stay tuned for
future episodes.
For more
Thank
on
you, Vincent. For more on masturbation.
It's been a while.
It's going to become quite a masturbation podcast.
A lot of semen flying around.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Right. Well, this movie really does kind of go off the rails. Thanks, Vincent. Background Noise Comic, a.k.a. John Hazard, says, I've always wished they would add a wavy camera effect over the makeup transitions like in a dream sequence, though I guess they were really proud of their transformation effect. I wonder how audiences reacted to it back then. I kind of was waiting for the joke there. I guess he's serious.
Yeah.
I really like it the way it is. Seems like you like it the way it is.
I think so.
So you could do something like that to make, or you could blur it slightly.
Slightly to hide some of the dissolves.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would be more effective.
I'm trying to think, has that ever been effective?
In the Wolfman, the original draft that Kurt Siodmak wrote, he wanted it unclear whether Larry is actually transforming into something.
Yeah, not the film. Yeah.
And Universal's like, oh, no. There's a monster in this, like it or not.
Yeah, this ain't Return of the Vampire.
Yeah.
What is it? Mark of the Vampire.
Mark of the Vampire, yeah.
I always do that. People know what I'm talking about, right? Like, at least the way the theory has been put forth. Initially, when you get at least feature films that have monsters and horror and supernatural shit in them, by the end of the film, you'd find out it was all fake.
Somebody, a criminal in disguise.
Like in Mark of the Vampire, which is theoretically, or at least
it's some semi-remake of London After Midnight. Yeah.
So what happens in that one, London After Midnight? It's just the same as Mark of the Vampire? They turn to the camera?
Yeah, basically.
They start smoking cigarettes?
Here's the thing. I haven't seen it.
No? I didn't know you had
I haven't seen it. Yeah, so I can't really say for sure. But I know Chaney plays both the detective and the vampire, and I think they're the same person at the end.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so.
Did you ever see didn't they recreate?
They did a recreated, or whatever. It was stills on TCM. And,
reconstruction, I guess they call it.
And it was fine.
The Lemleys burnt it on the front lawn of the White House. What was the story with that?
What?
Didn't they take
had
all
nothing
their...
to do with it because it was MGM.
Oh, there you go. But I mean, who was it then? Maybe it was the Lemleys. That somebody did theoretically have a fire where they burned all their silent films to commemorate moving to sound. I don't know.
I don't think it was the Lemleys because
maybe there's
a lot of Universal silence that exists.
That wouldn't be the Lemleys then.
We wouldn't have Phantom of the Opera or Hunchback of Notre Dame then.
Well, I mean, also it's probably not true. Also, it probably wouldn't include everything.
Yeah.
It would just be a publicity
Here's
stunt
a handful of shit that's never going to be reissued.
Thanks, background. Mike Herman writes, perfect, no notes.
Yeah.
This is a pretty solid entry in our pantheon of minutes.
It's definitely the most skillful, like I've said, of the transformations.
Yeah.
Until maybe Abbott and Costello, because there it's done really well as well.
Interesting.
Okay. The next two, the production schedules are so tight. I think he only turns into the Wolfman once in House of Dracula.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And he doesn't kill anybody. He's in jail.
He's oh yeah, that's right. You see him though.
He's like rolling around.
They watch him transform.
But then he doesn't again after that. Part of that was due to the yak hair.
I love that movie.
It was due to the yak hair shortage. They couldn't get it because of the war. I'm serious. So he was limited to the number of times he could do it.
People don't know, Rommel and Monty out in Africa
fighting over
yak hair.
Yeah.
That's where all the yaks were. It was in
the desert,
North Africa. Desert. Thanks, Mike. Bet you didn't picture us talking through like that.
You magnificent bastard! I read your book.
Charlie Paulson writes, look, the Wolfman just invented parkour.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I mean, he really does do some good jumps there. Probably isn't Cheney.
I'm sure there's like a little launching
ladder or-
ramp,
yeah, like a
ramp
little-
thing that they
sure.
use for stuntmen to take a jump like that,
Mhm.
and then he's landing in a pile of mattresses.
You
or
find
something.
out there's a little trampoline.
Yeah, something like that.
I wonder how many
Or
times I
it
saw,
is Eddie Parker. I don't know.
wonder how many times I saw The Empire Strikes Back before I then saw the shot in the making of, I think it was called SPFX, The Empire Strikes
Yeah,
Back
yeah.
or whatever. But one of those
Yeah.
where you saw Mark Hamill when he goes through the window from one part of Cloud City to the other part of
Yeah.
Cloud City, and you see the stuntman jump on the trampoline.
Yeah.
So then forever after, when I see that shot, it looks like a guy just came off a trampoline.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting one to me because it does theoretically wreck it, but it doesn't wreck it because it's all fun. It's all part of the fun.
Yeah. That's really good.
Love America. I love America. I love
Do you?
Empire. I mean, nowadays. Hey, it's been a good week.
Yeah, it has actually been a good week.
Thanks, Charlie. Will Hohenstein. Did we get a
Stein.
pronunciation on that too?
Stein.
Just for my personal reference, can everyone include a detailed pronunciation guide of their name every time they post a comment?
Every
or else
time.
we will not read your comment. What is it?
Hohenstein.
Hohenstein. The peak of lap dissolve werewolf transformations right here.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
And just like the original Wolfman, he puts on his button up after his metamorphosis is complete. A
Yep.
stylish lycanthrope.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that. We didn't exactly say that, but we did not say it either. The first time he turns into the Wolfman, I believe, in the Wolfman,
got
he's wearing a wife beater. Yeah. And people know what a wife beater is. It's like a tank top.
Yeah.
Like a male
It's
version
an
of a tank
undershirt.
top.
Yeah.
But he does take his socks off.
He does do that.
So, I don't know.
Well, later on, we'll see.
Really?
Oh no, I think it's in House.
Yeah.
Frankenstein. We'll see.
He takes his socks off again?
No, yeah, he miraculously has shoes and
back
socks on.
on.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Will.
Yep.
And good night. That's it.
Good night.
Fuck
and
off.
God bless. Yeah.
Fuck
off.
Piss off. I read that they actually had to put the piss off thing on the screen
For
at
Hollywood Bowl.
because people
People
really
wouldn't
didn't
leave.
want to leave.
Yeah.
I always just thought it was just part of the
joke.
joke
yeah,
or
part
whatever.
of it. Yeah.
I wonder, is there any truth to that? You think? Do you think so? So then, like, if you watched, like, say, the first night of Monty Python at the Hollywood Bowl, it wouldn't have that.
I don't know. I would love to see all the raw video
Sure.
from both performances
Yeah.
unedited
No,
and not put onto film because it looks funny.
Yeah, I get that too. I read that section of Michael Palin's diaries. I think it's interesting that they film Hollywood Bowl and they cut it together. Someone cuts it together, they go and watch it, and they fucking hate it.
Yeah.
So then they change it a little bit, and they still hate it, and eventually they just give up and release it. And I'm like, this is Monty Python at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
It's not like you made Plan 9 from
Yeah,
outer space.
yeah.
This is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff that you don't get anywhere else.
Mhm.
Well, maybe not a ton of that, but you get the stuff with the pies and the theory of whatever you call that.
That's
how
an
to
old.
do it.
I think that's an old Beyond the
I
Fringe.
think they're all old stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
even the obviously
the Michelangelo or no,
yeah,
is it Michelangelo painting the Last Supper?
yeah,
It's like 12 Christs and a kangaroo.
yeah, all that
it's-
stuff. No, it's not 12 Christs. I think it's just 2 or maybe 3. But anyways,
There's multiple.
Then there's the it's become a staple of Monty Python, and it was by that point too. Is the 4 Yorkshiremen,
Mhm.
which is from the show that
It's like At
Police
Last-
and yeah,
At last,
that
the
one.
1948 show.
Yeah, with Marty Feldman.
It was Marty Feldman and Rowan Atkinson, I believe.
Rowan Atkinson probably did it during.
Maybe he did it during the
Policeman's Ball.
Policeman's Ball. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it must have been the guy that did the Goodies, I think.
Oh, yeah, Tim Brooke
It's probably
Taylor.
him. Yeah. All right, now you can move on.
Piss off.